What's up? What's up?
Oh, you
What's
know,
up?
make a late appearance.
Hey, man, I gotta tell you, man. You know, it's great to be here, but I can't lie. That whole Phil, get your Phil thing has got to be the corniest line I've heard in the history of all the IG I've been on. Oh my goodness! I don't know who came up with that, but I can't believe you really went with that. But okay, it's all good.
Well, I passed it by Trisha's. You thought it was hilarious, so I just am like, I like shock value sometimes. I can't lie about that. So
Trish is the nicest person in the world, right? So Trish is always going to say nice, encouraging stuff. I mean, come on, you know.
Of course,
Trish,
that's her nature.
that's it.
well, like you get both Phils, you get your Phil with the Phils because we have them both together.
Right.
So,
Yep.
There was nothing deeper than that. So.
Well, there's an if and a Phil.
Yep. Hey, so it's good to see Phil. We had a great time in Miami. And then,
Yes, we did.
Took the party to the Bahamas.
I know. I was like, what was that about? Was it just seeing relatives and stuff, from seeing friends to seeing relatives, or what?
Well, it was a combination of my sister being there, visiting her, and then Phil and I both realizing we had never been to the Bahamas. So said, hey.
So we took advantage.
and then also for me, and I got to be candid about it. I was looking at the Airbnb prices, thinking, "Dang, I got to split this lodging stay." So, Phil, man, I got a lot of love for you. You know, Phil, I got a lot of love for you, man. But I love that I was able to split that Airbnb cost.
That's awesome. So
no, but it was great being down there.
You actually lived there, Phillip Sr.?
My sister's been there for a couple of years. Yeah, and so
Not a bad gig.
Right. So I'm about to drop a couple posts. I'm gonna do a reel with some nice little pics, and Phil hooked me up. Phil, the amazing photographer that he is, hooked me up with some really nice pics. Oh,
yeah,
man,
he's
took care of me.
a lot of great pictures. If people don't know by now, Phil with the 1L on my, well, you're right, probably my left. He is a great photographer, and his Instagram account has all sorts of gorgeous pictures on it from all different parts of the world and country.
Yes.
And everybody check that out and take a look. It's great. And then Holy Water here has all like this hot model pictures walking. And
somebody told me.
He's like,
someone said, "Hey, look, you ought to get a social media consultant." So I'm talking to social media consultants, and she said, "You know what? Your posts need more swag."
Yeah, but I think you took that a little too literal now. You're overboard now.
It's my attempt to try to get more swag, but so anybody out there listening?
You know what the best thing is about your swag is that you're always looking around, over at the water, over at the side, but never at the camera.
No, that's just.
Well, I have a couple sisters on here. Hey, sisters. Anyway, so I wanted to get down to it real quick about the show, because we only have about maybe 30 minutes or 25 minutes left. And I know that I came in after the show, or like a week after you guys had come in. I don't know when exactly did you come in? Like, how many days into it? Were you both coming in at the same time? I never really gathered that information.
Oh, we both started at the very beginning.
Oh, the first day. Both
Yes.
of you. Okay.
Matter of fact, Phil was there. I think, Phil, you might have been the third one to arrive, right?
I think I was like, it was Trish, Troy, and then I came in.
Yep.
Oh. Okay.
And I believe Karen came after that, and then you came after that. Or was Scott? I always forget which one who rolled in after me.
Okay, so you guys.
But I was roughly the third one.
Hey, there was no, like, a few days after this person, a few days after this person. You all came in at the same time. Okay. I didn't know that. It's kind of a long separation between you guys coming in. A week later, Kiki and I came, and then the guys, the other two, came a day or two after. So
yeah.
Kind of a big spread.
Well, I mean, that was part of the reason why I think you and Kiki made such a splash when you came on board was, we had all been there since the very beginning, And then all of a sudden, here you come, you come stirring it up, looking all good and everything, walking all in. Hey! And it is
I
like,
tried.
oh,
You guys broke up the monotonous.
Yeah. I mean, I think we have the 2 alpha females coming in, just like coming in hot, right? We were ready to roll. We were.
You came in hot, and then
Yes, you did.
you came in hot, and then my man Phil went right for the feet. Phil went for the feet, and you should have heard him beforehand. Boy, he was like really talking himself up, man. He was really proud of his foot massage skill. He's like, well, I can really massage. You go watch this.
Well, I'll tell you what, the producer had
I don't recall seeing that.
had my date in one night. Like it was all one night. Because Phil, I think didn't I have the foot massage from you the day after the date with Troy?
Right. Yes, you did.
And that was the only time I spent with you, and I spent more time with you, Phil, than anybody. We went into the romance room for like 45 minutes, and you massaged my feet, and I love massages, and you massaged
right.
me. You're great at it. And then later on the show, I'm watching like all of us at the, on the episodes, and I was thinking, oh, he's gonna compliment me or something. He has rough feet. And I'm like, what? What is that?
Hey, you thought you were getting compliments. Next thing you know, he's talking about your feet being hard and what he say? Crusty?
Well,
I don't know.
all the glowing compliments and stuff like I heard or whatever. And then I'm like, what? I was in shock. But I'm like, okay.
Well, I think I did give you a compliment before I said that, so I have to.
Well, I have to defend my feet because we didn't have any during our 3 weeks of quarantining. We couldn't get out of the hotel room, and we had no nail services, no hair services, no feet pedicure services. So that I'm sure
no lotion.
We were all dealing with it. We all were dealing with the same foot.
Same issues.
I know, but nobody's rubbing your feet.
Right. Right. So yeah.
I would have taken a foot massage. I wouldn't have said no. And if you, let's say, for example, you said my feet were rough, I'd be like, okay, let's work a little hard with that lotion and soften it up.
You would have coached her through it.
I would have coached her. I got no shame.
But it was literally the only. I spent the most time with you out of any man there, like on a date, right? Because I was just gypped on the couple with one Phillip here on our costume night, and then just the first one with Troy. I mean, I literally have 5 days each, or 5 minutes each with each of them. But the 2, it was really nice. I mean, it was a really intimate experience. I mean, they didn't show any of it really, but.
Somebody wants to see my feet.
No, they don't want to see those.
No, they just.
Dania, what's up? Dania's on.
They just want to see your chest. Speaking of which, your chest.
Well,
what none of us could understand why on your costume, why you didn't push back and go, just take this shirt with the chest on it because my chest looks better than this chest shirt. We were just like, what is it?
No, you're just being really sweet, nice. I appreciate that. That's a great compliment. But let me say this. Okay, so do you guys, I don't know if I told you guys this story about. So Trish and I did a date that didn't end up on tape. This one was funny behind the scenes kind of things.
Yeah.
It was an exercise because they had us doing all these exercises that people didn't see, that didn't make any of the episodes. And one of them was Trish and I sitting on the patio next to the pool, sitting Indian style, knees touching, and we were told to sit there for 5 minutes and don't say a word, just stare at each other. All right. Oh. And that's a long time, and and it was kind of hot, and and then I got old knees, Well,
we know.
And so then and Trish, and so they asked us, okay, now after that they said, okay, now let's answer some questions now, okay. Tell us something that you admire about the other person, right? And so we share some things, and then. All right, now and then a couple other questions. Then, okay, now tell us tell us something you're insecure about. And so I said, I guess my feet.
What'd you say?
I said, I guess my feet. You know?
Your feet?
Yeah, and I don't really remember what, I think Trish said something. I'm not going to say what she said. She said something. So then, you know, so I was just like, but then, no, but Trish, of course, she's always so sweet, right? She's just saying compliments. You know, she says, hey, you know, they asked her what she thought about me or what she liked about me. And she said, you know, you're just manly, you know, masculine, you know, leadership, whatever. And I had to say, and she had my hands clasped like this. So my hands are like this.
Oh.
And so I'm like, okay, I said, and so she said, just really manly, masculine. And I'm like, okay, thank you for saying that. But right now, I don't feel that masculine. With my hands like this, can we switch my hands around like this? And she looks at me and says, well, I'm not going to hold your feet.
Don't want to touch the feet.
I said, that's so cold.
Hey, Trish. He's talking. We're talking about you.
Oh, Trish is on. Trish, what's up?
Water. Yeah, but you know what's interesting? I think all of us, at some point with one another, had kind of that intimate little like you have to look into each other's eyes and just stare at each other for like 5 minutes. Phil and I had to do that in the room, and it was really touching. I mean, it was you move past like a minute or two, and then you get like you really see this person, and it's really impactful. So I'd recommend that to any couples out there, or anybody who wants to try this exercise. Just look into each other's eyes. Get past the laughing and then literally look in their eyes, and you can really see the soul. It's really cool.
Right. Well, I just thank God that it wasn't Trish and I that ended up in there and her having to give me a foot massage, because I would have got really clowned then. Well, clowned me even more to this day.
Well, the one other thing with Trish that was never made it, which I'm so bummed about, and I'm going to tell it Holy Water, because, you know, you got Holy Water from Trish, the name, because that's what I wanted to ask you too. And I'm going to ask Phil a couple other things too about his experience with Trish too, because she literally had the most dates out of everybody. Like she got to date everyone, right? And have some really fun moments. And, but one of them is the very end when you guys had to be in the romance room, like Phil and I were, and you had to spoon each other.
Oh, come on.
You guys have not brought this up yet, but it was so flipping funny. I think it was like the day, like one of the last days we were there, and you were spooning her from behind, right?
No, come on.
Oh, no, we got to go there because it's hilarious. What did you say? So when you're over here, you're being very gentlemanly.
Okay, so all right, so let's put some context to it. All right, let's put context to it. Okay? You said, all right, you brought it up, so now we got to go there.
Oh, of course we got to go there.
And I'm like, I'm really with Dania. Look at Dania right there. See what she's saying? No.
Oh yes.
That's how I'm feeling right now. Okay, but since you went there, I guess I got to go there. All right. Obviously, I didn't make it to the romance room for the entire retreat. And so the production, I guess the producers figured we got to get Phil in we got to get him in there somehow. So the last day,
he had too much like Holy Water. He needed to get going.
So yeah, they're trying to get Holy Water going, right? So the last day of taping, they say, okay, you and Trish have this thing where you're gonna go into the romance room and you need to answer the questions on the card. And what are the questions on the card? First thing, cuddle. I'm like, cuddle? What? You just cuddle. Okay.
Yeah, but they didn't say spoon. They just said cuddle. That's different. I'm just saying.
So it was the last day. And I think, and I probably did I kind of let a few things slip out, maybe, and it's the end of it, we're at the end.
Slip out?
That's not what the
I think you better take a little break there.
So anyway, all right, so we're trying to do this. We're trying to comply, right? Because even though in hindsight I didn't have to. I didn't know whether. I mean, I didn't want to get sent home. Really, I didn't. And so in hindsight, it was kind of like I probably should have just said no. But you know, or you know, and then because it was the last day, but we didn't know it was the last day. They really abruptly informed us, okay, that's it, taping's done, right?
Yeah, right. They pulled the plug right there.
So, but anyway, so yeah, so I'm like, okay, let's comply, you know, and Trish, you know, she's, you know, Chris is she can just look at her and tell she's one. She'd be great to cuddle with anyway.
Yes. Okay, now come on, let's move on with the story.
So Trish, but I'm kind of like I'm like, okay, man, what is this, man? So we're like, you know, trying to kind of, she's all, put your arm around me. She grabs my arm and whips it over. Oh man, and we're just sitting there and we're reading.
Yeah, but that's typical of Trish.
We're reading the cards, we're answering the questions, and then you know, and then at the end of it, you know, we get up and we're sitting and we're asking, there's a few more questions we're kind of talking back and forth about. And yeah, and this is where I kind of let a little something slip out and said, hey, you know, this is, if I was really cuddling, this is where I would take it. This is where I would go with it. And when I gave my explanation, Trish looked at me like, that sounds like foreplay.
He's like, this would be the hand position, right?
I was like, well, I mean, we're married. We're going to really go there. Then, okay, we're going to go there then. Okay. So I'm letting her know. Look, you know, I'm just talking and telling her, look, okay, we this is how we would really go there.
And how'd you do it? Trish wants you to show the hands. People, it was all in jest. It was cute.
Crazy,
and we're laughing about it all day, so don't judge on this. Don't judge him on this.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Okay, you want to know this? You want to know? Okay, so you want me to share that? Okay.
Yes.
Sure, your coven wasn't PG.
Like
I can't. I'm not gonna. I can't.
Trish is like second base style. He just did it. He just slipped that hand positioning, people. So there's more to holy water than just the name. Let me tell you.
Oh, that's too funny, man.
You guys are super cute.
At least we kept ours G-rated.
It was. I know we did, but it was really sweet. So, well, that was funny. I mean, you just have to, I guess, have to be there because it was literally, we were laughing about it all day. Everybody was cracking up. It was just hilarious. The other thing that Trish came up with a lot of funny names for you guys, like the holy water, because apparently you came in looking like Black Jesus coming through, and it's like this beautiful, like, here I come with an aura, right? And then you got called Black Moses too when you had the staff at the shaman. Nobody.
Okay.
No, but I mean, people didn't realize the background of that, right? So you were called Black Moses by who was this? MJ or your son?
It was MJ. Yeah, I think MJ.
MJ, but they didn't show why they called you that. So I wanted, I wanted to have some premise on that. And then when Phil and Trish went into the hot tub, they showed the hot tub scene. But when you had to be like, were you a little uncomfortable, Phil, having to get the oils and?
Well, it's not that it was uncomfortable. The fact that we were swimming earlier and we had sunscreen all over our face and we were sitting in a hot tub, it was boiling hot, and we shouldn't have been there for over an hour. And we're in a hot tub, 15 minutes max. So we're there an hour, and I'm sweating my ass off, and I'm just, sunscreen burning my eyes, and I'm like looking at this. The cast, they're not saying anything. I'm like, okay, I have to stop. I have to wipe my eyes. So I wipe my eyes, and Trish's like, oh, thank God, mine's burning too. I'm like,
well, it was crazy because, the first night we were there, the hot tub didn't work, or we didn't know how to work, and it was freezing cold. And they told us to go.
And I think Troy and
so wait a second.
Who was in the hot tub the first night?
You guys got in there?
They told us to go.
No, the first night,
and the thing was free. It was freezing cold in there.
Exactly.
And so they figured it out the next day. It was like they went on a mission to figure out, okay, how does this thing work? And then they turned it up to the max. And then
no, I think they did that purposely.
Phil and Trish got in the next night when it turned to the max.
At least we got to use our hot tub because at the kids' house, apparently they had a wasp's nest in the hot tub, so they could never use it.
Oh.
But anyway,
That's good.
Phil, go ahead. So you had this whole like trying to be a romantic, but you're exhausted, and you have.
Well, it wasn't very romantic. The fact that we were uncomfortable, we were like way too hot. And then what's our retreat manager comes out with, of course, the gifts and all this other stuff. Presents us with fruits and massage oil and all these other things. And I'm like, okay. And the position where we're sitting in, where I'm sitting in, is you can't really comfortably give somebody a massage in that position. So it was kind of awkward. And I'm like, it just looks weird. It didn't look natural. Nothing flowed. I'm like, this is not what I would be doing if this was real.
Well, coming from a photographer's perspective, you have the visual, right? Like, you probably have your mind going, okay, this is the wrong way to place me if I want to have the, you know what I'm saying? Maybe, I don't.
It just overall, it just looked awkward. I mean, to them, they probably thought it was great and looked spectacular, and we were just, I don't know, I guess in pain, so that looked good for them. And especially after the battery died, and then it took 5 minutes to change it, a couple minutes, and that's when I forgot my mind what I was going to say, and they're like, action. And I said, oh, thank you for your time.
You said thanks for your time. It was so business-like. But then Trish called you Phil Hefner because you had that robe.
I don't know why no, Philip called me Hefner.
Oh, he did?
Trish didn't call me that. I'm pretty sure either Trish or Philip called me that.
I came up with the Phil. I called him.
I'm pretty sure it's you. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
He looked just like him.
Well, then Trish got to take your robe home. You left. You had to leave the house, and then they let her take the robe because it was so important to her. And she got it,
Right.
and she has it in a box now, apparently, right? Right?
I don't know. I'm assuming she does. I didn't take anything.
She sealed it up. How cute is she? I'll be wearing it all the time. So, so as far as
Trish said she sleeps in that robe.
what? Yeah, and it's super comfortable too. I mean, super comfortable, cozy. So what were your least and most favorite? Like, what was your least favorite and most favorite part of the show? Each of you. Why don't we have Phil go first?
The least favorite. I have to say the least favorite was our sleeping quarters.
Oh.
Because we didn't sleep well. I know I didn't. And I'm not sure if the other guys, I'm sure the other guys didn't, but it was just, I think, miserable.
Yeah.
And that's why when we had that date, or I guess the opportunity to use romance room, and we were there for 45 minutes, and you went up to your room, and I guess we had the opportunity to stay there. And I said, oh, I'll stay because it's a big bed. And then I laid there for like 25 minutes, or even less than that, 15 minutes. I realized, oh, they have no AC in here. So I said, that kind of defeats the purpose. So I went back up. I like, oh, they did that purposely.
That's right. They didn't have any air conditioning.
They had no AC, and I was sweating my butt off. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to go back upstairs. I'm comfortable in my bed. At least it's cool. So,
it was
nice comfort bed or sleep in a little tiny bed with no AC.
Well,
with air conditioning.
Scott's like 6'6" or 6'7". His legs were off every time.
Yeah, he didn't fit.
Yeah.
But that was the miserable. I think that was the downfall. I think the pluses for me were just getting to know everyone, just meeting everyone, which actually was just great. It was just everyone's kind of like, a close-knit family, after about a week, I think, on a Sunday. So, and then you guys came out. So it was nice.
Yeah.
So we made really good friendships, I think. So I enjoyed that part.
Great. How about you, Holy Water?
Oh, hey, well, Espinoza 1227's asking where we're from.
I want to know where we're all from.
Yeah, and I'm from California, and Phil's from
I'm in Arizona.
Yep.
Phoenix.
And I'm in Florida, and the rest of the cast are in, there's 4 of us in Florida. Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
5.
5?
5, I think, yeah.
And 1 in Maryland and 1 in New York.
Yep, and then 1 in Atlanta.
East Coast.
And 1 in Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
So for me, probably the worst part for me, I had a hard time with the interviews because you know, I just felt like it was really hard to, um, you know, you just a lot of concern about not wanting to say something to get canceled or get sent home. Yeah.
That wasn't my concern. I
Bill
didn't
was
care.
like, send me home. Bill was like,
Bill was a honey badger. He was a honey badger.
I was.
You're a honey badger. You have to watch that video on YouTube. It's hilarious. What I'm saying once you see it.
all right. So yeah, that was it for me, I think. Did you ask about the favorite part of the show?
What was your favorite part?
Yeah. The favorite part of the show for me is easy. Last day, party, pool party with the kids.
Yes.
The food was good. We had the you know, beverages flowing, the music, the dancing, beautiful day. That to me was just a blast. And you know, I mean, and then into the night, the pool party that night that was easily the best part of it.
It was, and unfortunately, so any footage from that, and it was so cute because we were doing a dance line like Soul Train. We were dancing. Each of the parents and the kids were dancing. We all had formed a line with the kids on one side, parents on another, and then the kids and the parents were doing like their little dances through, and then the cameras were facing us, so we were dancing into the cameras like, you know, like that. And we all jumped in the pool together a few times, and we were like partying in the pool, and there was no footage shown about that. I'm so sad about that.
Yeah, same here. I'm really upset about that too. I mean, I just wish we could, you know, if they had bloopers, some outtakes or something like that, and that were included.
Yeah, I think people would have loved to see that. It was so funny and cute. It's so funny because the kids have similar qualities as a parent, like dancing and stuff. It's really, really cute. So it was fun to see with each other. All of us are so alike with our children.
Yeah.
So Serene's story says, for both Phils, what would you say you learned about your experience? Was it hard to put yourself out there at first?
You want to go first, Phil?
Sure. Was it hard to put myself out there? Yeah, because it's a challenge, and sometimes you have to step outside your comfort zone and do something different. And if you don't, then you don't grow from that. You don't grow, period. So it was different, and I'm glad I did it. So it was an experience, to say the least. But a good one.
About your experience?
Sorry?
She also asked, what did you learn about your experience?
My experience as being on the show, or just experience?
Yeah, what you learned about your experience, whatever the experience was for you on the show.
What can I take from that experience? I just realized you're capable. Well, I was capable of doing more than I thought I could, and just being able to, you know, do something 180 degrees, something that I would never have done in my life. So,
right,
it just goes to show you what you're capable of doing if you put your mind towards it. Yeah, it might be uncomfortable, but don't think about that. Just go ahead and do it. So,
love it. Just jump right in.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
How about you, Holy Water?
Oh, I mean, for me, I think I would say what I learned from the experience is that, you know, relationships, a relationship with a woman is it is important to be established as friendship first, and building on that foundation of friendship where there's common mission, common interests, and you just get to know the person. If it doesn't move into romance, it's still an extremely valuable thing, enjoyable thing, mutually beneficial relationship that can really benefit for a lifetime. And I think that's kind of the thing that I think I learned. I mean, just the tremendous amount of enjoyment with, you know, Dania, with Trish, of course, right? And then and all the women on the show. I mean, it's like we got lifetime friendships that are really important. I mean, and they're valuable. And, you know, I mean, I had a blast hanging out with you in Jacksonville, you know. You really didn't you didn't really like show me. You hadn't been there long enough to really show me a whole lot, but
It was so fun having you on this side of the world. You hung out with Dania, and you came down from Virginia, and then you met with me, and then you went down. Who else did you meet with?
Well, I had my cousin there, and then I had my cousin there in Jacksonville also. So I hung out with him. And also, as far as cast members, just Miami last week. Karen.
Yeah.
It was a blast. She took us and showed us around some spots. I feel like we all need to converge on Bowling Green, though. I mean, I just kind of feel like we all need to just say, you know what, let's just hit Bowling Green for a weekend. Kick it with Trish over in Kentucky.
I'm gonna go there to Bowling Green in Nashville in 2 weeks.
Nice.
So how far is Bowling Green from Nashville?
45 minutes drive.
No way.
Yes.
It's close?
Yes.
Wow.
So she's gonna go to Nashville, and I'm moseying on over to her in the neck of the woods, and I want to go to hit some little cute country bars and just hang out and her family.
Yeah, I feel like all of us totally need to do that. We all need to get in on that, man. Just hit those Nashville bars. I mean, it's this.
Heck yeah.
There's music everywhere in Nashville, right? All kinds of places to enjoy music, food. Wow. Yeah. I mean,
people too. I
mean, that should be the next spot for us.
I got over to see Kiki in New York for her 50th a couple weeks ago, and then I'm gonna go see. Trish and I are gonna hook up in Nashville, and I'm gonna go move over to her place and check that out. I'm super excited, and then hopefully I can see my friends over here, all you guys, soon again. I mean, I got to see you first, though, Phillip.
Yeah. Right. Well, actually, I've been to. I think I saw Denise.
I think I've seen everyone now, right? In person.
I haven't seen Dania yet, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not Dania, but Trish. Sorry.
I have a question in Spanish. I'm sorry, I don't know how to read in Spanish.
Let's see.
¿Qué edad tienes? Sorry, Spanish people. I just don't know how to speak it.
Oh, no. What?
You can look in the wet question box. There's a question in Spanish. I don't know what it is. Something about
what does edad mean? Gosh, I don't know what that means, but it means you have. It means what blank you have. I don't know.
Dads? I have no idea. But anyway, I can help. Hold on. Okay, cool. If they can see the question. Thank you.
I can help. Hold on. Who's helping?
On our IG. Okay, so people obviously want to know what's an ED. I don't know. ED. Oh, old. What?
How old are you? Is it how old are you?
I don't know. How old are you? I don't know. I don't know what they're saying. So anyway, people want to know if you're single. All of us are. Oh, how old? What's the word? How old are we?
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Thank you, JEI. 72. How old are we? I'm 51.
I'm the old one.
No, you and I are the oldest female and male on the show.
Oh, we are. Okay. All right. There we go. All right.
Yeah. We're the oldest.
You don't look it.
I know.
Phil.
Sorry?
How old are you?
How old am I? I forget. 54? Yeah.
Oh, you are 54?
Yeah.
Wow. I thought you were in your 40s.
Good luck.
Good. Representing. We're all representing over 50.
That's right.
Well, it's time to short up here tonight. It's about 5:40 or 6:40 in my time. So, but I could talk with you guys forever. It's been so much fun, and I've really enjoyed you guys on the show individually. I got to talk to Phil Sr., Holy Water, for a while about our past. I think we got into the most depth that I've gotten the most depth with you out of all the cast members. Really nice conversation. I really enjoyed it. And then Phil, I was the only one I was like the closest physically to. We
physically.
together like this for 5 minutes.
We were close, but we had barriers on.
So he was the closest physically I was with, but it was great. You guys are amazing. You're such gentlemen. So blessed that you guys, and I'm so happy to call you.
It was a blast.
Yeah, lots of love and appreciation for you, Stephanie, and
thank you.
Really,
you have a wonderful, bubbly personality. So we're gonna get that. No, you do.
Well, thank you so much. And you know what? It's about
you're second in line with Trish. Trish is like number one.
What?
I said you're second in line with Trish as far as personality, because Trish is out there. She's just like the loving soul.
Good. I love her. She's great. But as long as we're all we're benefiting others by our joyful personality, positivity, putting on the world, I'm happy. I'm a happy camper. So I hope this has brought joy to everybody tonight. Thank you so much for joining us. And please, if you haven't watched My Mom, Your Dad on HBO Max, it's streaming right now. It's only been out for 2 months. That's it. Feels like forever ago, but I only have one more live next week. I'm having Scotty Too Hottie on with Troy. Troy, they're both going to be on. They're going to be my last live for My Mom, Your Dad. So I hope all of you all tune in for my finale. And we'll see you next Wednesday night. So thanks, my Phils.
Thank you, Steph. God bless.
All right, Stephanie. God bless you. Nice talking to you. See yous.